Alright, today we are going to start sum of n terms of GP. A similar topic we have done before also, if you remember, when we learned calculating n terms of AP. No? We calculated odd number of terms and then even number of terms. When we calculated odd number of terms, you may remember how we assume the term. How did we assume the term? Do you remember?
Yes, sir.
Similar topic we have here. Right now it is in terms of GP. Now before we go to this point, we also need to remind ourselves that what is the property of AP and the property of GP. What is the characteristic of AP and the characteristic of GP? The characteristic of AP is that the common difference has to be same, and for GP the common ratio has to be same. Is this very clear?
Yes, sir.
So same like the previous topic, today also we are going to classify this into two categories first of all, where we can have the terms for odd number and the terms for even number. So odd number, if you remember before, for odd number we had one middle term, and for even number we had two middle terms. Today also we will have the same thing. When we have odd number of terms, then there will be one middle term. For even number of terms, there will be two middle terms. Is this very clear? In the case of AP, after you assume the first middle term, the one middle term for odd number A, then the succeeding term and the preceding term we calculated by adding the common difference of D. Am I understood?
Yes, sir.
Now the property of GP is it can be defined in terms of common ratios. So here again once we will fix one of the middle term, and that middle term will be same as before, and that it will be A. And because the property of GP is the common ratio. Property of GP is common ratio. The characteristic of GP is common ratio. So when we want the next term and the preceding term, the succeeding term and the preceding term, we can multiply and divide it by R. Are you able to understand me?
Yes, sir.
That is why I am taking it back. What we did before, while doing AP, we fixed the middle term. And then the succeeding and the preceding term was calculated by doing addition and subtraction. By adding the common difference and by subtracting the common difference. Understood?
Yes, sir.
In case of AP, the terms are calculated by doing addition or subtraction. Whereas in case of GP, the terms are calculated by using multiplication and division. That is why after having the middle term, when you want the next term and the preceding term, the previous term, then we can do it by multiplication and by division. Next term you can get by multiplying, and the preceding term you can get by dividing. Is this okay? So we will multiply it by R and we get the next term, and then we divide the same thing by R and we get the preceding term. This is how we get the term for geometric progression. Is it alright? Yes. Likewise, when we have even number of terms, this time we will assume two middle terms. There will be two middle terms. And those two middle terms will be AR and A over R. These will be the two middle terms for GP. Is it alright?
Yes, sir.
Now, here to get the next term and the preceding term, we will multiply them by R square. We will multiply and we will divide it by R square. You multiply, you get the next term. AR square, AR cube, it will become AR cube. When you multiply this by R square, it will turn into AR cube. And then you want the previous term, you divide it by R cube. So it will then turn into A over R cube. Is it okay? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Any question?
No, sir.
With this information, now we are going to enter into exercise 1F. Exercise 1F. Exercise 1F. Question number 1. Question number 1 says, find the three numbers in GP whose sum is 19 and the product is 216. Product is 216. So first of all, we are going to assume the three terms, and those three terms will be exactly like this only, no? So we'll say let three terms in GP be A over R, A and AR. And now we are going to calculate. First of all, according to the question, we'll write the first condition. There are two conditions. Condition number 1 is the sum of the three term is equal to 19 and the product of these three term is equal to 216. Please remember, here we are in GP, and GP is more closer to multiplication and division property. That is why we will begin with the product law. Not the product law, with the product. The product of this three term is given as equal to 216. So according to the question, we can get the product of these three as 216. So we write this as A over R into A into AR is equal to 216. Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
Now when you simplify this, R and R gets cancelled. Now you are left with A into A into A. This is equal to A cube and this is equal to 216. Is it alright? Now this cube will go to the right side and it will turn into Funny, what kind of class is this? When cube goes to right hand side, it will turn into cube root. So it will become A is equal to cube root of 216. And the answer of this is 6. Is it okay? Now for me, I know the cube root of 216 and some of you also will be knowing the cube root of 216. So they can write their answer directly. But what about those people who do not know? Those who don't know the cube root of 216, how they will calculate? So we need to know the process. We need to know the process. And the process of finding the cube root of any number is, the simplest method is by finding the prime factor. By writing the prime factor of 216. Is it alright? You all know how to write the prime factor, no? So let us see how do we do this. 216, when we find the prime factor, we used to find the smallest common divisor. Are you listening me or not?
Yes, sir.
So we can divide 108, then again it will go by 2, 54, again this will go by 2, 27, now it will go by 3, 9s are, again this will go by 3, 1s are, 3 3s are, and then finally 3 1s are. So you got all these factors for 216. These are the factors of 216. So finally, this 216, cube root of 216, can be written as cube root of 2 to the power 3 into 3 to the power 3. Am I right or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, after this cube root, this radical sign will be converted into exponent form, will be changed into exponential form, will be changed to exponential form. Please be very mindful. Every radical sign can be expressed as exponential form, in the exponential form. Every radical sign can be expressed as exponent, can be expressed as exponent. Is this okay? If we do so, then those exponents will always have to be a fractional number. When the radical signs are converted into exponent, those exponents always will be a fractional number. In that fractional number, numerator will be always 1 and the denominator will be the number that is visible in front of your radical sign. Did you get what I said?
Yes, sir.
Have you all understood?
Yes, sir.
It means when I change this into exponent, it will become 2 to the power 3 into 3 to the power 3. This is the normal power, and then I am going to write this in the power form. So this power will become 1 over 3. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Now this type of quotient, this type of exponential numbers are called as multiple exponents. These are called as multiple exponents, where one base has got more than one power. And in such question, we always apply power law, in which we apply power law. Power law says that if any base has got multiple power, then the powers can be multiplied. Am I understood? So I open the bracket, and this power will be multiplied with both the power. So finally it becomes 2 to the power 3 into 1 over 3, and then 3 to the power 3 into 1 over 3. This get cancelled, this get cancelled. Finally the power of 2 is 1, the power of 3 is also 1. So it becomes 2 into 3 as 6. This is how we calculate the cube root of any number. Is this point very clear?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt?
No, sir.
So, we have seen how do we calculate the cube root of any number. Is this all right? Now, we got the value of A. The question is to find the three number. And the three number contains A and R. Just now we have calculated only the value of A. Now we are also in need of R. Only after that we can have the three numbers. Is it okay? So, for finding the value of R, there is still one condition left. And that condition is that the sum of these three numbers is equal to 19. Can you see that condition?
Yes, sir.
So according to that, I can create another equation. Also, A over R plus A plus AR is equal to 19. Sum of the three terms of that GP is given as equal to 19. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So we will simplify this and we will get the value of R. Now, since we have calculated the value of A, why don't we use it here in this equation? Otherwise, it cannot be calculated.
Yes, sir.
So we are going to put the value of A as 6. So here this will become 6 over R plus 6 plus 6R is equal to 19. Now, first of all, we are going to simplify left hand side. Left hand side. Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
These three terms are going to be simplified. But unfortunately, I have one as a fractional number, other as a whole number. Maybe I am not comfortable. If it is not, then you can make this also as a fractional number, and then it will become easy for you.
Yes, sir.
And then you take out the LCM of this all the number. The LCM of all this will come as R. Now this R divided by R will come 1 into 6, 6. Then next term will be 6R, and then 6R squared is equal to 19. After this, we can do the cross multiplication. This R will go to other side. Okay? And then I will do the rearrangement of the terms, where I will write all the terms in the decreasing order of their power. So first I write this 6R squared, then I write this 6R, and this will become 19R. After writing this 19R, then I can bring it onto left side. And so it will become negative 13R, and then, 19R, and then plus 6 is equal to 0. After writing this, you can see these are like terms. Can they be simplified together?
Yes, sir.
So we will get 6R squared minus 13R plus 6 is equal to 0. What kind of equation is this now? Quadratic equation. Now in this quadratic equation, we need to factorize. Okay? So what method are you going to apply for this? Expanding the middle term. But here I want to remind you that every time now we have got a habit of saying expanding the middle term, expanding the middle term. Okay? But we don't think about the other options. Before you apply the expanding middle term, you also have to see if there is any common factor of the three terms. If there is any common divisor of all these terms, then first of all we will take out the common factor, and only then we can go for expanding the middle term. Am I understood?
Yes, sir.
But here we do not have any such common divisor, so we can directly go for expanding the middle term. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So 6R square minus 9R minus 4R plus 6 is equal to 0. Since we have done so many questions, now you must be understanding that how I got this 9R and then minus 4R.
Yes, sir.
The product of these two will be same as the product of this, and then also the sum of these two is same as this one. Is it okay? With this, now from here we can do grouping. We will do grouping. Please keep your eyes on the board. I have said many times that you turn yourself. I didn't tell you to turn your head. After this question, I'm going to talk. First group, we will take out the common factor. And the common factor is 3r. So here we get 2r and this is minus 3. 3. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
I will tell you here, taking out the common factor from the first group is always very easy. It's never a problem. For any type of question, you will never find any difficulty taking the common factor from the first group. But there are questions where you will face difficulty taking the common factor from the second group. Second group, many of the times I have observed, I have seen this, that second group is always a problem for most of the students. Is this okay?
Yes,
So
sir.
I have a technique for solving that problem, so that there is no mistake. You don't make any mistakes while taking the common factor in the second group. Listen me very carefully. After finishing the first group, after taking out the common factor from the first group, leave some space and repeat the same bracket. 2r minus 3 and then write this equal to 0. This is what we'll do first.
Yes, sir.
Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Now you have some space here in between, and this space needs to be filled with the common factor. With the common factor. So what we can do is, we will see the first term of this bracket. We'll see the first term of this bracket, and we'll try to find out a similar term from the second group. We'll try to see the similar term from the second group. So in the second group, the similar term is this 4r. So we will take this number with a sign and then divide it by this 2r. Is it okay? So this minus 4r, if we divide by 2r, then this gets simplified. This is 2 to the 4. So what is that now? Negative 2. And that negative 2 is your common factor. This is also another mistake, that we do not take proper care of sign. This is a mathematics, not history geography. If you don't take care of sign, the sign will take care of you. Is it okay?
Yes,
So
sir.
please be very serious about the sign. And that's how you got the two factors as 2r minus 3 and then 3r minus 2. 3r minus 2, this is equal to 0. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Just have a look, and then if there is any problem, please ask me. Any question? After this will give us the two values of r. So you get r as equal to 3 over 2, another value you get as 2 over 3. We got the two values of r now. And now we are ready to find the values of the three numbers. But because we got two values of r, so we are going to get two set of answers. Are you aware of that?
Yes, sir.
So we are now going to calculate the two set of numbers. So we'll say, if your r is equal to 3 over 2, then the first term t1 is equal to a over r, and your a is 6, r is 3 over 2. This becomes 6 into 2 over 3. 3 to the 6, answer is 4. Second term is t2, and this is simply a, and a is 6, so this is the second term. Third term is ar, your a is 6, r is 3 over 2, 2 3s are 6, and 3 3s are 9. This became your one set of answers.
Yes, sir.
Another set, if your r is equal to 2 over 3, then your first term t1 is equal to a over r, that is 6 over 2 over 3, and this is equal to 6 into 3 over 2, 2 3s are 6, 2 3s are 9. Likewise, t2 will be same as it is, 6 only, and t3 is equal to ar, a is 6, your r is 2 over 3, 3 2s are 6, 2 2s are 4. Is it very clear?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Question number 3. is not very different from question number 1. It is very close to question number 1, but still I am doing it because there is a small twist in the question. Okay, and for that twist, I am taking this question. Is this okay?
Yes, sir.
I will tell you the twist a little late, but first of all, let me go with the first sentence of this question, which says that the product of these three terms of a GP is Tongta Chi. Is it okay? So according to question, I can say A over R into AR is equal to Chiktam. Chiktam. And after this, encourage me for using Zoka. Don't laugh at me. Please don't laugh because I am not. You know the meaning, no? Very good. I will simplify. After this, I will teach you what is that.
Understood, sir.
Understood. So this and this is cancelled. So A into A into A. A cube is equal to 1000, and therefore cube will go to that side and turn into cube root. So A will become equal to cube root of 1000, and this is finally equal to 10. Now again, I am not going to show you how I got to 10. Now you have understood the method, but by chance if you have doubt, you can do it by yourself. How do you go?
Yeah.
Now A is calculated. Now what we need is the value of R. For R, the question says, if you add 6 to the second term, 7 to third term, then the three terms becomes in AP. If you add 6 to second term, 7 to third term, then the three term forms an AP. Forms an AP. Is it okay?
Yes.
And then, okay, first of all, let us write this down. According to the question, the first term was A over R. No? Second term was A, and third term was AR. Now, according to the question, we are going to make changes in this three term. The first term is remaining as it is only, do not touch it. Second term, you have to add 6, and third term, you have to add 7. So it got changed, no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now, according to the question, these three terms are in AP. Are in AP. And we are now very much familiar with AP. We know if the terms are in AP, what happens?
Common.
That number goes in comma. What?
Common difference.
Common difference. So give me the complete word. Common difference. So we will use that concept. We will use the property of AP, and then we will create an equation. That means this minus this will give you a common difference, and that will be seen as the difference of this and this. Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
So we are going to create an equation. We will say A plus 6 minus A over R. That has to be equal to the difference between this and this term. This is AR plus 7 minus, because this term is binomial, so I am using a bracket. Can I?
Yes, sir.
A plus 6. So using the property of arithmetic progression, I got this new equation. Do you all agree?
Yes, sir.
After this, now we are going to solve it and get the value of R. Now once again, because we have already calculated the value of A, the question was very bulky. So if we put the value of A and substitute, simplify, then we will be able to trim the question. Then the question will become slim. So A is 10. 10 plus 6 minus 10 over R is equal to 10R plus 7 minus 10 plus 6. Is it okay? 10 plus 6, 16 minus 10 over R is equal to this 10R, and then this will become 16.
Yes, sir.
And 7 minus 16 is minus 9. We got this equation very simple, no?
Yes, sir.
Now still we need to do the collection of the like term. This and this are of the same type, so they will be taken together. This and this are of another type, so they will be taken together. And so this goes to right side. So 10R plus 10 over R is equal to 9 will come to this side. So this will become 16 plus 9 is equal to 25. After this, we will simplify this. We'll simplify the left hand side. So this becomes as 10r square plus 10 over r is equal to this side 25. Am I clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Now we will do cross multiplication. The r will go to other side, and then we will write this as 10r square. This becomes 25r. That 25r will come to the left side. Will become minus 25r, and this is plus 10 is equal to 0. What kind of equation is this? What will you do now? Yes? Expanding the middle term means even after doing correction also you are not willing to change your sentence. I told you whenever you have trinomial, please do not try for expanding the middle term blindly. Please check if there is any common factor of the three term. We will first apply common factor method. Only then we will go for expanding the middle term. Please leave this habit of always saying expanding the middle term, expanding the middle term. Is this okay?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
So, is there any common divisor of these three numbers?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so we apply that. 5 into, this is 2r square, this is 5r, this is 2 is equal to 0. Done? Now see what is the meaning of this. What is the meaning of this factorization? Is that this is the product of these two quantities, first of all, right? There is another meaning now, that the product of this two quantity is equal to 0. The product of this quantity, this is one factor and this whole bracket is another factor. The product of these two quantities is equal to 0. That means since the product is 0, definitely one of these two is responsible to make the product 0.
Yes, sir.
No, you cannot manage by just shaking your head.
Yes, sir.
Okay? The product of this and this is equal to 0. That means one of these two quantities is definitely responsible to make the product 0.
Yes, sir.
Now we have to know that who is responsible to make the product 0. Is this responsible to make the product 0? Or is this responsible to make the product 0? Is it okay or not?
Yes,
So with that I start now. If I say that this is responsible, that means I will have to write 5 is equal to 0. If I say that this is responsible for the product to be 0, if I say that this number is responsible for the product to be 0, that means I have to equate that equal to 0. When I equated this equal to 0, do you find the statement correct?
No.
5 is only equal to 5. 5 is not equal to any other number. Okay? So this statement is wrong. We can't accept it. That means definitely this part is only responsible for the product to be 0. So we will equate this as equal to 0, and this is your one quadratic equation. This is 2r square minus 5r plus 2 is equal to 0. Now this is your final quadratic equation which can be expanded. Now this can be expanded. So we'll expand it. This is 2r square, this is minus 4r minus r plus 2 is equal to 0. I don't think that I need to explain you again anymore. The product of these two is same as the product of these two, and the sum of these two is same as the middle term. After this, we can group and then take out the common factor. So from the first group, you can see the common factor is 2r. So this is r minus 2. Okay? Leave some space and repeat the same bracket. R minus 2 is equal to 0. Now in the second bracket, the first term is r, and in the second group, the r is at this position. So take this minus r with sign, I tell you. With sign. Minus r will be divided by this r. How much do you get? Minus r divided by r. How much is left now? Minus 1. And this became the common factor. And therefore, r minus 2 and then 2r minus 1 is your factor. And therefore, r is equal to one factor is 2, another factor is r. You get the two factor, no?
Yes, sir.
And after this, we can find out the three numbers. You will get again two sets of answers. So first, if r is equal to 2, then your T1 is equal to a over r. A is 10, r is 2, answer is 5. T2 is simply a, and A is 10. This is the second term. And T3, the third term is AR, that is 10 into 2 is equal to 20. So we got the set this 3 as first set of answers. After this, we can have another set. When your R is Sheka. R is Sheka. So T1 is equal to A over R, and therefore A is 10 and R is 1 over 2. So this becomes 10 into 2 is equal to 20. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
And then T2 is equal to just A. T2 is just A, and A is only 10. And then T3 is equal to AR. A is 10, R is half, and therefore the answer is 5. Have I understood?
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Thank you. Sabaya, no? Sabaya.